This week on Wildcat News, we learn more about students returning to face-to-face instruction, and we talk with students about this year's Halloween. All these stories and more coming up because Wildcat News starts now. Good morning, West Johnston. I'm Miranda Bean. Last Monday, students had the option to return to in-person learning. Catherine Green reports.
October 19th, high school students have had the opportunity to return to in-person learning. To help prevent the spread of COVID-19, social distancing and face masks are required for all students and staff. Principal Jennifer Swartz explains how school looks with new changes being implemented.
We started in a Plan B model, which provides us with the opportunity to bring our life skills students on school every day except for Wednesday, and it allows us to bring in our regular students in for two cohorts. Our two cohorts were based on our alphabet, which is A through L and M through Z.
Senior Tasha Brzezowski explains why she has decided to return to school.
Personally, with the decisions I've made about returning to school and my schedule, I don't think I would have done anything else differently because I think it worked out pretty well, and I want to enjoy as much of my senior year as I can at school.
Junior Ariana Teray shares positives and negatives of returning to school.
With returning to school, some positives can be that students can be present at school with the staff and other classmates in the physical classroom, but there's still the risk of infection even with all the precautions such as, staying 6 feet apart or wearing masks and sanitization efforts.
Swartz feels that students should continue to stay positive as the next quarter approaches.
So one of the things that I think is really important as we look at what school looks like right now is that we need to consider what are the certain aspects of school so special. Like right now, we're not able to engage in our Friday night football games that help bring everybody together. We have not been able to have band competitions that we would normally have. But what is something that I hope that everyone is doing is trying to figure out not how do I turn this into an online event, but how can we still celebrate together in a different way?
I'm Catherine Green, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Catherine. Due to the coronavirus, Halloween activities and plans may look different this year. Allison Wade reports.
Halloween 2020. Is it a trick or a treat? Senior Juliette Negron shares why she enjoys Halloween.
I've always loved Halloween. I've just always been very interested in all the creepy, crawly type stuff. Loved horror movies since I was a kid. And usually I find something to do with Halloween because I never miss the opportunity to dress up.
Negron talks about how the coronavirus has affected Halloween.
Corona definitely did put a damper on my plans, and I'm sure everybody else's, because usually we would be finding parties to go to or, taking our little siblings trick-or-treating. But because of social distancing issues, we kind of have to sit this one out.
Senior Drayton Dellinger shares why he thinks kids should safely participate in Halloween.
Kids should be able to go trick-or-treating this year because the fact of the matter is the candy's wrapped up, so you don't have to worry about that. As well as if people are keeping the social distancing, doing things safely, this shouldn't be a problem. Of course, there's always outliers. Like, obviously, if you are at risk for something, especially if you're a young kid, like with asthma or something, I wouldn't even risk it.
Negron explains why this year's Halloween is different from previous years.
It is definitely going to be a night to remember. The moon is going to be spectacular, and while we usually have to worry about getting up and going to school the next day, it's on a weekend, and we don't have to worry about that, and school is different in its own. So we kind of do have a little bit more freedom for how we choose to spend that night.
Dellinger gives his advice on how he feels people can stay safe.
Have fun and don't be too scared to go outside. Just be, as long as you're being safe and you're practicing the rules and guidelines in place, wear a mask, social distance, sanitizer is a big thing. I think that helps a lot. Things like that. Just be sanitary.
I'm Allison Wade, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Allison. Well, that's all for us this week. If you have any comments, questions, or story leads, email us at wjstudentmedia@gmail.com or send us a tweet at WJ Student Media. And if you want to watch Wildcat News at home, on the go, or catch up on past episodes, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Miranda Bean. Thanks for watching and have a great week.